for saving the American dream. So we just we're delivering them to every single congressman, from, Democrats, Republicans, everybody. And these are our top 10 ideas. We had over 25,000 people put in all their ideas, and then we went through them and voted for them on the computer. And these were the top 10 ideas we came up for saving the American dream. Because a lot of middle-class people feel like we're losing the American dream, and we know that, since he's our representative, we wanted to present what we came up with. And since we're doing this for every single congressman in all 435 districts, we wanted him to know what we came up with, because we really worked hard on this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you. And you're Jordan, right?
My name's Jordan. I kind of do a little district outreach with thank you. I kind of do jobs kind of split in half. I work with the different communities, and I cover kind of the southern half of the district, so Cuyahoga County, Portage, Summit, and a little Geauga. So I work with the cities and towns on economic development. We were just at the Chrysler plant here in Twinsburg that was recently purchased, and they're going to be putting in some new.
What are they doing with that Chrysler plant?
Well, they're tearing them apart and about a third of it.
Yeah, well, they've got plans for all of it. Right now, there's a food company, the third largest. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but that's going to be moving in, and that should be about 3,000 jobs here. Hopefully within the next year.
Are the jobs comparable to the Chrysler plant jobs?
What kind of jobs
are they like minimum wage jobs? $7.50 an hour. I don't know what you make, but $7.50 an hour multiplied by 40 hours a week doesn't pay the rent. And on that, I'd like to know how come not only the Republican representatives and senators, but how come this hasn't been? How come nobody has stepped up and said, you know what? We're asking all you people to do more with less. I'm going to do more with less. I'm going to take a pay cut. Could you ask Representative LaTourette if he would be willing to take the same pay cut that my husband had to take? Would you ask Representative LaTourette if he was willing to give up some of his health care benefits? Would you ask Representative LaTourette if he would be willing to do the same things that he's asking all of us to do? Would you ask Representative LaTourette if he's willing to send his kids to a substandard school because we don't have the money to pay our teachers? Would you ask Representative LaTourette if he's willing to put his father in a nursing home, but he wants to cut the staff there and he wants to cut the federal funding to the nursing homes, and what he would do with his father or his mother? Would you ask Representative LaTourette those questions? Because I sure would like to know. I sure would like to know. Representative LaTourette's office is in this building. Does Representative LaTourette pay for his rental space in this office? Or does he get this free from the city of Twinsburg? Would you ask Representative LaTourette those questions? And I'll give you my email address, and I would like him to answer me. In fact, we'd all give you our email addresses, and he can answer all of us.
Put one more question in there. How come not one word about foreign aid? Israel, as of 2007, gets $28 billion. $26 billion of that goes military aid. Egypt, they're asking Americans to cut, but they're shipping our money overseas with foreign aid. Not one person that says a word about cutting foreign aid. You cut that foreign aid before, until every American is fed, housed, clothed, and given the best free education money can buy. Then if there's anything left over, we'll give humanitarian aid, not military aid. This is bullshit.
I mean, he actually should be out here. No offense, Jordan, but he should be out here.
Right.
Jordan, 2 years ago, I asked Representative LaTourette if he would consider voting. There was an option in Washington about a buy-in for Medicare for those of us between 55 and 64, and he just emphatically said no. And my husband and I were both cancer survivors, and we were on our 10th day of no health insurance because the supposedly not-for-profit health insurance, they pricify the market. In July, they raised our rates to $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year out of pocket, and we simply can't afford it. We both put ourselves through college twice, so we're well educated, but nobody can afford
Doesn't that
it.
discuss you? She
I
doesn't
mean-
have health insurance?
And we're-
Supposedly the greatest
Could you
country in the
afford
world.
$30,000 a month?
I mean, this
year.
is $30,000 a year, and that doesn't count co-pays, co-insurance, deductible, or what they just arbitrarily don't pay. And you know, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I had 0 risk factors when I got cancer at 41, and they've been, the insurance company has squeezed us financially for almost 2 decades now. So that was
It's on their big business. The Republicans love that. That's big business. That's giving them all the money.
Right.
I have played.
I'm
an almost 60-year-old grandmother who's never so much as had a speeding ticket. I have played by all the rules. I have taken personal responsibility, and this is how I get treated. I don't understand. Someone needs to explain this to me, why this is happening. And I'm just...
Not just to you, to all of us.
No, I mean to all of us. I played by all the rules, and now
Well, we all have.
they just...
The first place the Republicans come to is well, what are the middle class going to give up? You don't talk about Hilbert or Blackwater or closing some of the bases.
ExxonMobil.
There's 1,000 ways to save money.
Why did GE not
What are
pay?
you going to give up?
Why did GE not pay any taxes this year? You know why? Because that's a company that makes a lot of money and gives a lot of it to the Republicans. I would like to see the tax statements of the Koch brothers. Has Representative LaTourette gotten some money from them for his candidate for his upcoming run for re-election, or is he unwilling to take money because that's from people like that?
You know what I figured out? The $4 billion subsidy that we, the taxpayers, give to the oil companies, that $4 billion could create 135,000 construction worker jobs to rebuild.
No, that's union. They don't.
Oh, no, wait, but let me finish.
They don't
That
want
would
you to have
build
choice,
our
that's all. That's one
roads,
idea.
like the one in Minneapolis that fell and killed
I don't
people.
know why that
Our
one
bridges,
doesn't
our roads, our water mains that are bursting, 135,000 jobs that would build our infrastructure that's just falling apart. We, the taxpayers, are giving money to the richest companies in the history of the world. ExxonMobil is the richest company in the history of the world. I don't. Why should we? Why are we subsidizing oil companies that are making these huge profits? Right.
That started when oil was $10 a barrel, now it's $110 a barrel. We're still giving them this.
First of all, we do feel for you. We know you were sent out here to take the heat.
Yeah, we're...
So I hope you know that all this
Well, it should be
emotion, it's not reflected at you. We know you're not the decision maker. But one of the things I'm real concerned about, what's happening around the world, what's happening in London, what's happening around the world is that people like us are saying we're really tired of 2 classes, and that's the goal. The goal is for there to be haves and have-nots, and if you don't see it, they might as well write it on the sky. I've had a master's for almost 40 years. I worked as a Cleveland school social worker. I had 10 schools of the hungriest, poorest, angriest, saddest, depressed children. They took my job, but they left the 6-figure administrators. You know why? Because I'm in a union, and because we want a voice, and because we have earned the right to speak up and control our destiny. So what I'm saying is that we all know that what's going on in London, what's going on around the world, is going to happen here. If people don't realize that we are not going to go quietly into the depths of society, it's going to happen.
You know what? Even though I lost my health insurance, I'm not just going to lay down and die. I am not just going to lay down and die. I think that's what the health insurance companies want. They want me to just lay down and die. I am not going to just lay down and die. You know why? Because I have children and grandchildren, and I'm not going to leave the country like this to them. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat too, and you know, we white or red or blue or donkeys or elephants, you know, we've got to, you know, make some common sense decisions and keep the train moving in a different direction or get the train moving in a better direction for the
And you know what we need? We need a hero. Representative LaTourette could be a hero. He could be that one silent voice in the desert who speaks up and says, you know what, and turns to his party and says, and to the Democrats, and says, you know what, this has got to stop. We need to go back and we need to look at taxes. We need to look at the amount of money that we make, the amount of money that all of our, the amount of money that is going to these big corporations. We need to look at our environment. We need to look at, I saw a job, I ride a motorcycle, and I was just down in West Virginia, and there was a billboard that talked about the fact that this is a job-free zone. Why? Because the EPA is putting standards on not blowing the tops off the mountains and not fracking for gas. Because we have one Earth, and we need to protect that Earth, and we need to protect the animals that are on that Earth, okay? But we don't hear that one strong voice from either party saying anything.
Barney Frank said it all last night on MSNBC, and he had the right idea.
I mean, he could be that voice. Where is he?
Bernie Sanders lays it out.
Yes, he does.
Bernie Sanders.
Congressman?
Yes, where is he?
He's in Painesville.
He knew we were coming.
Congressman LaTourette will be in Solon tonight for a town hall.
And why did we not know about this before now?
Because it just was in the paper a couple days ago.
But why wasn't it, if you're having a town hall meeting, why not advertise it? At least he knew 3 days ago that he was having a town hall meeting. This isn't something that just popped up on his calendar. Why? Because that way he could avoid people like us.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. I live in Solon. I didn't know he was.
All right, Congressman LaTourette's having a town hall meeting tonight at 7 o'clock at the community center.
Just to clarify, it wasn't scheduled as a town hall meeting. It was scheduled for there's a Southeast Republican group that's based out of Solon and kind of Chagrin and all that. So it was supposed to be a meeting with them, but it was put in the paper as a town hall, so there has been some confusion. So we'll see who shows up. Well, technically no, but we'll try to accommodate as many people as we can.
So next year we'll push the outside and probably.
Well, I don't know how big the room. I've never been to this group's meetings.
It's not a big Solon Community Center.
I have a question.
So we'll try and make it work.
None of us mean any disrespect, but I would like to know the Republican side, your boss's answer to why are they still promoting tax cuts to shut down our jobs and ship them overseas? When the Senate tried to change it, the Republicans filibustered it. Now how can you people talk about jobs and then still let all the jobs go out the back door?
That's treason on the American people. They would hang you in the streets in the 1700s for that.
This has to stop. And I love to know where your boss stands on it.
They're abdicating their duty. We pay them $174,000 salary. We pay 75% of their health care benefits, and they have only passed 13 bills in 7 months, and not one was a jobs bill, not one. And I'm like, that all through the first 2 years of President Obama's administration, John Boehner said, where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? Now, John Boehner is in control of the House, and they have not passed one single jobs bill. They're abdicating their responsibility. They're public servants. We're the public. We pay them. We pay 75% of Representative LaTourette's health care, and I have no health care.